Merry meet and welcome to Jupiter's Radiance. I'm Taylor and today we're going to be looking into the next week or so. If you're interested in angelic or Reiki healing or just soul coaching to expand your own intuitive abilities, be sure to check out our website for some personalized services. With that, let's get started. So we have our tarot coming out first, and we have the Wheel of Fortune coming out reverse. So this is letting us know that as we are entering this week, we are feeling at our lowest essentially, and it feels like in the reality is not really matching up with what we were expecting, and there's a lot of anxiety and worry around this, and just really feeling like down on your luck, almost like karma is working against you too, slash wondering what you did to deserve this is kind of the feeling that's coming forward with this Wheel of Fortune. Something that I'm being called to talk about though with this is a reminder that the Wheel of Fortune truly is about moving forward though. It continues pushing past that, and it is about cycles. And so there is this energy that even if you are down now, you are going to be moving back up. So if you're at your lowest point now, the only way to go is up, is kind of the energy that's coming forward. And then on the heels of that, we do have the Knight of Cups coming out as well. So this is telling me too that in order to really bring us out of this energy, we need to work with what brings us joy and what helps us fall in love with ourselves again, especially. So this could be related to a partner in a relationship where things are really feeling a little bit at odds, and there needs to be some loving communication in regards to that, but also there is this need for there to be loving communication for yourself. And then for our next one, we have the Ten of Cups. So definitely if this is about a relationship, this is talking about those happy endings, but you get to decide what this happy ending really looks like. And this commentary too around the fact that we are starting off this week being very worried and feeling like things are working against us, and then needing to bring more love into the situation in order to find that happiness. And so there's not really much for that because you get to define what that happiness looks like, because this also very much in a very single life can be reflecting too. You need more of that self-love in order to bring about your own happiness. Like, you can't expect someone else to give that to you if you don't have it for yourself. And so let's take a look into what spiritual entities around us are supporting us during this time. And so we have action coming out. Apologies, I was trying to get it to focus and it's not. So with action, we are seeing stop hesitating. Movement creates the magic. Nothing can hold you back. And this is really great coming out with the Wheel of Fortune, because as we just commented, it seems like you're down now, but the only way is up. And so with that, there is this commentary around the fact that movement is needed. Also, it comes across that if there is a situation where it's interesting that there's no swords, there's no actual communication, but there is this need for communication to happen in order for things to move forward. So it feels like a conversation needs to happen, whether with yourself or with this other individual, around the fact that you either want more or expecting more, and what you are willing to provide as well in order to make that move forward. And so creating an action plan is what's coming forward with this. So it feels like a lot of people here are most likely going to be very much in their heads, or probably problem solvers, and don't like to have something bothering them, which is why there's a lot of mental energy, but there's none actually coming out. All of this energy is very much about between the heart and passion and physically moving forward, not necessarily just thinking about things. So truly having an action plan to help that mental turn into the physical. Okay, and then on the heels of that, we have healing. Bless all in need of healing, hope and love. Spirit, grant us strength and wisdom. Guide us to the path of wellness. So this is letting us know that this upcoming week or so is really going to be about finding that reassurance within ourselves in order to move forward, as well as within a partnership. So it does feel like we have two different kind of parties here today around the fact that either it is something where you need a little bit more self-love within yourself, or you're coming together with a partner, or with another member, I should say. It's not necessarily a partner, it could be a family member too, just someone who in your life you want to love, but there's been a struggle to do so. Okay, and now looking into the Oracle of the Angels, we have 29, Awakening. So this is letting us know that with all of this energy, there is a comments coming out. So you are not alone in this. You are being supported by spirit, and things are moving forward. That's the main thing. This really feels like more of a message about reassurance that things truly are going to be moving forward within this week. Like you were coming down from your lowest point into a very high point, feeling a little bit more, not necessarily on top of the world, but more sure about your place in the world. And with that, that is why this awakening happens, because there's a need to recognize where you're at currently in order, again, to take that action and move forward. Okay. And then we have 44, believe in dreams. So this is letting us know that this also, this is letting us know that we have our strength. So it's really coming together with this healing, and literally believing in your dreams also means that you have to believe in yourself. And if your dreams, because 10 of Cups is very associated with dreams, wish fulfillment to a higher degree than even the 9 of Cups. But believe in your dreams. You have to be able to believe in yourself and those who are supporting that dream in order for it to move forward. So it really comes back to calming down your logical side and choosing instead to believe in the impossible if it feels impossible to you, but to truly be like, you know what, I am that person. I can make this happen. I am able to move forward. And it's interesting. So we have all this healing, we have all of this need to really let go of that mental state in order to accept a much more healing, loving grace within ourselves. So we have some sacred self-care ones. So I have 3 different ones here. You may have different ones that really relate to you, or you may be interested in only one. But definitely take whichever ones resonate. And so we have dance. This is really great to help get out of your mind, actually. So if that is you who really can't let go, this is one of the great things to do. I recommend doing it in your bedroom, your kitchen, wherever, if you are self-conscious, wherever you really can let yourself go. And also dance is such an interesting word because it really just means movement, right? Movement to music. And so those are the only 2 elements you need. If your movement to music is running, that can still be considered a dance because you start to run with the pace of the music that you're working with. It also can be something as simple as rotating your different joints and just working through those to the rhythm of the music. And that's really what it's about, is loosening up your body and using music to support that loosening. And then we have nourish your temple. This is letting us know, again, going back, this is very literal. It means what foods are you taking in? What company are you taking in? Are you around people who are being very rude to you? What are you doing to yourself as well? And just truly, whatever it means, what I'm thinking of, which is funny because this is another thing, but I think of skincare and eating a meal that is just so nutritional, but also good for you. Not nutritional, obviously, is also good for you, but I mean good for your soul. So maybe you're having, you have whatever, oh my gosh, my whole mind just filled up with a whole bunch of stuff. But maybe you have a really good salad that you love and it reminds you from your childhood, and then you follow it up with a chocolate chip cookie because again it reminds you of your childhood. Whatever you need, or whatever brings you to that place of simplicity and love is what's most important. And so this isn't a thing oh, I'm going to dip Doritos in a salsa. It is recognizing that your body is craving more and allowing yourself to have that. And also there is this need too that this is going to help you again move from the mental space in a different way, because it's going to help you reflect very internally around what you actually need and then take action for those things that you need. And so these few simple steps can already start to help turn around that self-love inside of yourself. Something else coming through with this is nourishing your temple can also be about nourishing your mind. So maybe you have been overworking your mind, and with that maybe you need to take a break. Maybe you're a reader. When's the last time you read for fun? Maybe you haven't watched a comedy. What are the things that bring you joy, and in every capacity, mentally, soulfully, physically, emotionally, and try to find ways to do that truly nourish you. Okay? And then we also have sound healing. So sound is very big to get this process started, because dance, the main thing coming out was the fact that you're tuning into a rhythm. Sound healing is even more tuning into a rhythm. There's there's so many videos on YouTube. You can look up sound healing and just go for what feels right and sounds right. Sometimes too, you might start with a sound and you're like, wow, this really sounded like what I needed at the beginning, but now it's like kind of getting a little bit weird and the video's not over. I encourage you to continue through that, because a lot of times with sound healing, what happens is that the sound gets distorted, and that's actually how you can tell that the healing is working through the energy, because then the sound will go back to something pleasing as well. So, but I always encourage, like, if it sounds distorted at the very beginning, to maybe look into further options and really rely on your intuition for what feels best, because this sound healing does reverberate on your soul in a very interesting way. Also, something coming forward with sound healing is the fact that you can use chanting too, because when you do chanting like lam, yam, those kind of things, om of course is one, but that like reverberates inside of you again. And so it's very important that all of this is very internal inside of your body, and allowing that recognition to come through. I'm feeling this is going to help you with that awakening and that self-love. So it's really going to essentially knock loose any energy that has you feeling a certain kind of way. Okay, so now we'll have our left and rights. So we have Buddha wisdom, and then a divine Buddha wisdom from the divine masculine, and then a divine feminine collective affirmation. So both of these give a little bit of wisdom for both sides that exist within us, because we all fall within that range, no matter how we identify. With that, we're going to go ahead and get started with the left. And so hopefully this will focus. I apologize if it doesn't. Of course, I will read it, but okay. Hate never yet dispelled hate. Only love dispels hate. Love brings ultimate victory. And then we have, the only approval I need is my own. So this is really telling me right here, this is a lot about that self-love, but also that any love that you've been denying to yourself, you are denying to those around you as well. And that includes pets and pets as well. So in the environment, like there's a lot of things that love, there's so many different types of love, right? And so this really is letting us know that this energy for our left side is really tuning into focusing a little bit more on hate, and like trying, like it kind of gives the feeling of revenge. Like you feel like you have to get revenge, like you need to hold someone accountable for the things that they have done. And this is saying that love is the only thing that's truly going to allow that to let go. But more important, this is about loving yourself. So it's not necessarily like forgiving that person and allowing them back in and hurting you again, but this is about forgiving yourself for being in that situation, for loving them in the first place, because you shouldn't hate yourself for having a kind or soft heart. Having a sensitive heart is such a strength in this world that we get condemned for too often. And the more that we lean into that sensitivity, or just truly lean into who we are, the more likely we're going to be more comfortable and confident in this world. And that goes with the only approval I need is my own. Okay, and then now we're going to look into our right side. Okay, let the ultimate truth be your soul food. Gather nothing, store nothing. Okay, so that's very interesting, coming up after Nourish Your Temple, which is very much around actively eating. But this also is, again, it's commenting on that fact around that you're denying yourself something. On this right side, you're denying yourself something, and instead it is time to kind of wake up to what illusion that you have been telling yourself, because there's a little bit of self-deceit in this knowledge. And then I only do what sets my soul on fire. So this is also telling me that what you've been doing is kind of pleasing other people. If you chose this right side, there is this need where you haven't really been honest with what you need, and you've been focusing on what others need. But the reality is you kind of need to tune back into what you need. And the more that you focus into what you need, the better you're going to be able to bring about that supportive, generous energy for others. So I'm trying to think of where this quote came from, and I apologize, but it essentially is the thing that you have to take care of yourself first before you truly can care for others. So those are going to be our readings today. I wish you love and light over the course of this week or so, and I hope to see you in the next one. Don't forget to check out our website for more personalized sessions, and I'll see you guys later. Blessed be.